Hi, my name is Gideon Mendelson. I'm a residential interior designer based in Manhattan. So my mother was an interior designer, so it's sort of in my DNA. I grew up watching her uh, sketching, and she did a lot of hand drafting. It was a long time ago. I really loved the technical drawing aspect of things. We also spent time looking through trade publications. It wasn't really something that I thought I was going to be doing as a career. I sort of imagined myself maybe following in my father's footsteps, who was a money manager, stockbroker, that sort of thing, or a professional tennis player, probably for a brief moment. But I took a technical drawing class in high school, which really, really turned me on. And then in college, I went to Columbia and studied architecture as an undergraduate. And Columbia's program is very history theory driven. And I loved my experience in college in general. But I wasn't quite so sure I wanted to be an architect. And being an interior designer wasn't really in my mind at the moment. I moved on, graduated, was involved in the entertainment world from a marketing standpoint for a number of years. I decided to go back to school. I got an internship working for a firm, an interior design firm, and my mother had been retired for many years already. And she called me one day and said that a former client had called her and said, "We're building a house. Will you please come out of retirement and help us?" And, I sort of giggled a little bit and I said, "Well, good luck with that." That sounds miserable. That sounded miserable for her. And I hung up, and then I called her back probably an hour later and I said, "Why don't I quit my internship here and let's start a company together, and this will be our first project, and I'll do the stuff you don't want to do." I'll let you do all the fun stuff and I'll do the hard stuff. And that was sort of the beginning. And I was 29 when we incorporated Mendelson Group. And as of October 8th, we are celebrating our 20th year. In terms of the projects that we're doing, I think we got to this great level where we're taking on we're taking on fewer projects, but they're bigger and they're more exciting. And I think that's what designers sort of hope to achieve when they're starting, is like, when am I going to get to that place where I'm really doing the jobs that are pushing us to become better designers, and making the money that we need, so I'm not stressing out every day about it. And so we sort of reached that point. The creative is what keeps us sort of excited every day. But at the end of the day, we are a service provider. And, we spend a lot of time hand-holding clients, servicing clients, managing budgets and timelines. And when you get to that point where that becomes just as exciting, to service the clients and getting better at when our Excel budgets are looking really dynamic and working well, and the documents we use to communicate with clients are working, that's incredible. And I think that's what I would say to younger folks wanting to get in this industry. Maybe 7-8% of what I do is creative, or what our team does is creative. You got to kind of jump on board with the project management and the rest of that, because that's really what it is. I joke around in the office and I sort of say, we're great designers. There are hundreds and hundreds of great designers in New York alone. So how do we separate ourselves from the rest of the design world? And I believe it's with our service and with our process. We have had a lot of success with show houses. I wouldn't say that most designers get work out of a show house. It's mostly press, but we've been very lucky and we always get work when we do them. We did Kips Bay in 2014, which was very exciting because I always wanted to do it. And, I grew up going to Kips Bay with my mother as a kid, and I thought it was so cool. And I love the idea, and it's a great cause. We got this very challenging room that was like an L-shaped room. And the night before opening night, which is like everyone is just cramming to get their rooms done, we had a flood. We had a water pouring out of our ceiling. And I just actually, for the only time in my actual career did I say to myself, I am not going to be able to solve this problem. Tomorrow is the party and I'm screwed. And I cried. I called my mom and I said, oh my God, what do I do? And she was very helpful. And she said, call your favorite vendors and ask them for help. And it was absolutely a miracle. I mean, I can't believe how in a matter of 8 hours, I had contractors and plumbers and electricians and painters figure out what went wrong. Obviously, it was a building issue, and I was ready for that party. It could have been the worst moment of my career, and it ended up being a really great experience for us. It definitely put us on the map in a different way. I thought for a hot minute I was going to be a professional tennis player. I think that surprises people that I played college tennis, and it was a very big part of my life when I was a kid. We have an intern who's been with us for a while, who is in Georgia, and she said, I asked her, like, what's something surprising about me that you found out? She said, you wear flip-flops all the time. And I thought that was really funny. And I said to her, it turns out I have some health issues. I have something called psoriatic arthritis. And that's something that nobody knows also. And my feet hurt all the time, and my doctors don't believe me, but everything hurts all the time. But my feet hurt a lot. And I have these flip-flops that are the most comfortable things for me to wear. And I wear them. I'm getting old. I'm going to be 50 in July, so comfort is my priority at this point.